Hallelujah, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Rakatahu Shai. Give double honors to the Elder Apostle Great Millstone that teaches truth, 100% truth. Do a quick in transit and just talk about watching brother videos, GMS Kingdom Minded out of Mississippi camp. He's doing a video and he was talking about going into Eve, but he hit a point of reference that I want to kind of hit on. He was talking about when Eve went into the she went and got the apple, out of Garden of Eden, and the serpent, before she got the apples, the serpent had beguiled her. He told her that in order to know the difference, to eat the apple, she was going to be gifted the knowledge of knowing good and evil. But she didn't know that all that entailed by eating an apple and knowing good and evil. And I remember a video by the great elder, beloved Abbott Bivens. I think it was Abbott Bivens that was saying in this video. He was saying that's why we went through the trials we went through. And the Lord set it up from the beginning. Make no mistakes about it. Because he wanted us to know the difference between good and evil. And how better way to experience it than to go through it. And so these trials that we're going through, it was all set in play by the Lord, by Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. By us going through the hell we're going through, we definitely have a clear indication of the difference between good and evil. So in order for us to be good judges or rulers over the earth, the Lord's elect men is going to be put in those positions, and us as a people knowing, now we know the other side. Now we know what happens when you break these laws, statutes, and commandments, what the end result is going to be. We know that by not having the family intact and having it in order how it's supposed to be, what the end result is going to be. We know once you break up the home and you have project communities and women running the communities, what the kids are going to turn out like. We know when we don't when we don't keep the land Sabbath laws, how the earth is going to turn out. Now we know that when we eat these abominable foods that we're not supposed to be eating, like pig, like the pork, the shellfish, the crabs, and all those things, we know the end result, what it's going to be. You're going to be getting your foot cut off. You're going to be losing your eyesight, diabetes, heart disease, high blood pressure. All these things are a result from us separating from our laws, statutes, and commandments, man. From us being obedient. So we know the other side, man. And then when he gave Eve, when the serpent beguiled Eve and told her, knowing the good, you would know the difference between good and evil, he's going to give them, bless us with that knowledge. That was the Lord putting all that in play anyhow. Because, Satan doesn't rule anything on his own, man. He works under our commander, man, under Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. He get his marching orders from. And Eve was not supposed to listen to the serpent, but Lord put that in play for a reason. Because he knew she was going to be disobedient. She was going to listen. And she was going to take that knowledge and take what she got, that philosophy that she got from this other nation, and feed it back to Adam. Because the serpent wouldn't go to Adam and with that bullshit, because Adam would have saw through it. That's why he went to Eve, because she's being the weaker vessel. The Bible tells you that. So, everything is all for a reason, man. And now we know the difference. Now we know what happens when we go off by the hell that we catching now and what the hell that the earth is catching. So, that's why we should never question the Lord, man, and what he does and why we're going through what we're going through, because we don't see the final play. Our wisdom is not that great, man, that we can be able to understand, from just a carnal point of view. This thing has to be spiritual. And that's the beauty of it, man. And that's part of the miracles, to be able to receive and understand this knowledge, to see how the Lord had worked this thing out. Because with the naked eye, you couldn't understand that. You couldn't understand why we catching the hell we're going through, why we hated by all these other nations, no matter where we go. But through the Spirit, man, we're able to understand these things now. We're able to see why people go through what they go through. wonder why this child, you know, had to suffer and die the way it did, you know. Or now through this knowledge of spiritual, through these spiritual eyes and lenses, we understand everything. We understand everything now. We understand why Yahweh do the things he do. So we have to be mindful of that, man. When we catch hell, man, we have to understand that it's all part of the process. We have to put our trust into the process, man, that the Lord put in play. And he's told us what the end result is going to be, man. We're going to get our kingdom back. We just have to suffice, man. We just have to endure to the end. This is only for a little while. In our eyes, it seems like a long time. It seems like forever. I got to go through a lifetime of misery, but no. It's only for a little while, because we don't see it through the Lord's eyes, because he tells you one day with us is just, I think it's 1,000 years with him. When we get the kingdom back, it's going to be eternal, man. We're going to be immortals. So we have to look at it through those lenses, man. We're talking about eternity, being able to live forever. We're going to be like gods on the earth. And that's why we have to go through what we go through. That's why we have to suffer what we have to suffer right now. But yeah, that was a very good point. And you know, if I think about it, if his Lord will, through the Spirit, if he wants me to do a further breakdown on this when I get home and add to it in the lesson, I will, you know. But we have to kind of look at it, understand it at that point, man. A lot of times Jason try to understand, you know, if there's a God, why we have to go through this, you know, why we suffering, why is that child over there going through the condition he's going through and all that. But this is far beyond our scope. So that being said, man, all praise to Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shah, praise us, edifying with that. Say shalom.